Morning, everyone. Welcome to Crossways. Ian Wright here with
Steph Houghton. Morning.
Yes, the one and only. What's happening, Steph? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, to be honest. Apart from I had a really early one yesterday. I had to leave London for Manchester. I think it was like 4:30, 4:45. And
I know. I can't believe I didn't see you in Manchester.
No. I was. It was a quick. It was an in and out, bam, bam. But like,
Yeah.
when I do that, I just, you know what I mean. I always feel like I need to just like chill out because.
Did you have a sleep?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just watching and reading stuff and trying to find out what's going on with the games and, you know, just generally just like.
Just doing your prep as you always do.
Just trying to prep. So I've been doing that. And then what about yourself? I heard you went Cheltenham. Was it any good?
Yeah, you know what it was? Stephen, my dad, and his dad, we all went down yesterday, which was amazing. I've never been before, but it was just absolutely packed. And
it's so full of people.
I'd like to say I'd come on and won a bit of money, but I actually didn't. So
are you one of those? Are you one of the people who has a little bit? I've never.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking like $5 or something. Like,
of course, that's the
nothing
thing, yeah.
at all. Yeah, so it's all fun. I mean, yeah, I'd definitely go again though. It was well good.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should go do a Crossways Cheltenham.
Yeah, maybe. But I went once and it was like you say. You know what? It's a little bit of your. How can I say? It's your worst nightmare in respects of being somewhere where people are there predominantly to have a lot of fun and there's a lot of joviality because obviously people are winning. And there's a lot of drinks, Steph.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the one time I
did. So
yeah, you was designated.
Yeah.
The one time I had to go with a radio station years and years ago. And I'm not joking. It was once people have had a drink, it's just like there's no holds barred. They do anything.
It's
jump
funny,
on
like
your back,
we turned
grab
up
you.
at like 10:30 in the morning, and like people had like still like they must have been drinking however many hours before they'd even got there. And I'm just like, this is going to be a long day for them. So the difference from the 1 o'clock race to the 5 o'clock was pretty insane. So nice to have a bit of a day off though. But back with us, working.
Back with us. Here we are. Back with Crossways.
I think we need to speak about your team, don't we?
Well, yeah, I think we do. We need to speak about Arsenal. And you know what? I was thinking with Arsenal and Renee, who's obviously still properly settling in with the team. You're looking at the team now and you're starting to feel right. Like the men's, I think serious work needs to be done in the summer with what we're doing. It just feels a little bit like we just need a massive freshen up in there. We need some pace. We need pace at the top end of the field. We need pace and legs in the midfield as well. I just feel like, obviously, the pitch doesn't help us.
No.
At the Boreham Wood, but at the same time, I just feel like we don't have the energy or the gusto or the fight at the moment. And I'll give Liverpool credit for then dealing with it. Obviously, the pitch suited them, Steph, with the way they were going over the top. But yeah, I just worry for us a bit, Steph.
Yeah, I think obviously we predicted an Arsenal win, which was last week. And I think we've probably need to apologise to Liverpool because I think I put a lot of goals in my prediction. So apologise, Liverpool. But I do feel as though Arsenal have been flat the last few times I've seen them at Boreham Wood. So obviously they had the last West Ham game, which was 4-3.
Yeah.
And then
very
obviously
chaotic,
the City League Cup semi-final, which them three performances didn't really flatter to deceive in comparison to the ones that we've probably seen at the Emirates this season. And the worrying thing for me on Sunday was the lack of creativity. I think that one shot on target, and I think against Liverpool as well, like they've obviously had that little bit of a new manager bounce the last two games. They've obviously been defensively solid and they've got a lot of physical players, which probably Arsenal don't at this moment in time.
No, we don't. Apart from Amanda Illustrated, who came on as sub. We don't really have a lot of physicality in the team.
Yeah, but the goal that they conceded is, it's not acceptable. Even from, obviously it goes down as an own goal for Van Domselaar, but I think in general, watching it back, the whole setup was terrible in terms of even the throw, Wrighty. I don't know, if you've seen it, but the basics of just getting someone in front of the player to receive, just get defensively
make it difficult,
force it back. Centre halves were quite far apart, so you can't really kind of get on the first contacts. You can't you allow the player to turn.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think for me, that's a big kick in the teeth for Arsenal. I think a quarter final of a FA Cup. It's these clubs need to be competing for them trophies, and that mentality when you go against teams below you, it needs to be a bit better.
I just like I say, you know, I'm not going in on Renee. I want Renee to get her summer, see what she does in respects of players, because when you look at our team, you know, we still have 9 players over there from Joe Montemurro. And it's funny because I was looking at Chelsea, and I think it was Millie Bright, Erin Cuthbert, Sam Kerr, and maybe Neve Charles. So they've got 4. But if you look at their 4, right, I'd be keeping that 4.
That's the spine of a team.
You know what I mean? That
really?
is proper. That's a spine right there. So if we're talking about moving on and bringing people in, obviously Chelsea have had a massive overhaul in respects of the players that have gone out and the players that have come in. But when you look at ours, we've got 9. We've got 9 from Joe, and we've had Jonas, and now we've got Renee. And I think again, when you look at the team and the player, it definitely needs. So we definitely need some directness up front. When you look at what Martin has done to us from West Ham, how direct and they were against us, and how we couldn't deal with it, it's exactly what we need. We need that kind of player. You know, I know that now Rosa Kafaji, hopefully once she gets herself in, maybe she'll have this season, then get to the summer, then she'll have a pre-season, and we'll see how she goes from there.
She hasn't had many chances, has she?
Not many chances, neither, no. But, you know, like the men's, Steph, we really struggle with that mid and low block. And this is where, you know, Mariona maybe, you know, she's got so much ability and so much skill, and there seems to be a lot of pressure on her to make sure she can create. And I think that it's very tough to put it all on someone like Mariona. Yes, she's a World Cup winner. Yes, she's amazing, but we need pace.
Yeah.
We need pace on the wings. We need legs in the midfield, like I say. And you know what we do need? As bad as the pitch is, I think we need players to have a bit more pride in their personal performance.
Yeah, you can tell that a little bit. You know, like sometimes when it's not going well, I don't know whether you were like this as a player, Wrighty, but it's just like, okay, like what can I control? Like how hard am I working? Can I put a tackle in? And like that's like all over the pitch is just that little bit of kind of like energy and passion, just to kind of, even if one tackle, and you know what, I know we were speaking about it before, but Jill Scott was great at that. Like if we needed someone just to kind of just put a foot in, it just changes
it in
the
a
whole
bit, get it up a
momentum,
bit, change,
especially against Liverpool. And I don't want to disrespect Liverpool because I think they performed really, really well. I think they've got a long way to go. But I think that was more of a Liverpool, like organisation-wise, that we've seen from last season. And it's a great win for them. They must be absolutely buzzing. And I think you can see that their team now has got a little bit more confidence than before.
Yeah.
But I think from Arsenal, like I was like, you're thinking all home teams in the FA Cup draw, but it is the beauty of the cup. Like you actually don't really know kind of what's going to happen. But yeah, I think that pace thing, I think that's going to be kind of promising for like the rest of the clubs in the WSL, because I feel as though that's something that mainly, apart from Liverpool with Smith maybe, and obviously West Ham, that people miss that a little bit. Like City have missed tempo. She's got raw pace. Someone just to stretch the pitch a little bit.
Yes. You see what I noticed, obviously with the before we go into the Champions League, with the 2 games that what I've seen is the West Ham, and then I saw the highlights of the Liverpool game, and it seems like both of those teams have realised, you know what I mean, they struggle with aggressivity, pressing, and they struggle with a player that can attack them directly and progress the ball. They really do struggle with that. So, you know, fingers crossed, now that you see us now, fingers crossed that we can get something going in the Champions League. Obviously, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be a tough game, but I think it's one that I want us to win. So, you know, I'm not just saying, oh, I think we can win because of this. I want us to win, and we need to win it because now we're all in. Like the men, we're all in on Champions League. So whatever's happening with the sloppiness, which I've seen, with the energy, with the lack of energy, when you look at the fact that, you know, we're bringing Amanda Illerstedt on and I have to put her up front, it's not ideal. Not for Arsenal. No. That's not the kind of thing we need to do. We brought Frida Maunam, and again, Frida, she kind of like flattered a little bit because she couldn't get the service properly and she couldn't get the shots off. But we do need to find a way to be a little bit more creative against Real Madrid. Absolutely, we do.
I feel as though if you guys are hitting top form though, which is the worry when you're going into a game like that you've not really had the form going in. It's the
Right.
same as if I look at Chelsea's last few games, I don't feel as though Chelsea have hit the heights that we've seen at the beginning of the season. And
Do they have to though, Steph? They don't even have to by the
nah,
looks
I
of them.
mean, obviously the Palace result, you're
Yes.
thinking, I was thinking, no, it's definitely going to be a few. But again, Palace defended well.
Yeah.
But Chelsea created a lot of chances, and at the beginning of the season, they were putting them away. But like you said, did they really have to go out of second gear at this moment in time? I hope they stay in second gear when they play City. That's all I'm saying. But we'll see.
Yeah, but
We'll
now
see
that
what
you said,
happens.
yeah, we'll see now that you've said that we could lovely segue into the City Chelsea game, and obviously Nick Cushing. I don't know too much
Yeah.
about him. You know about him. Is that the kind? Is he someone that right now, especially when you look at the Gareth Taylor side and the underachievement of this team, do you think him coming in his first game is the final? That might be a little bit of a bonus, but what do you think he'll do, Steph? Initially, what's his strengths?
Yeah, I mean, for me, Nick's been my best ever manager. I think I've openly said that for a lot of years, is that when I moved to Manchester City, Nick really opened my eyes in terms of how to play football and like the tactical detail, the technical
Mm,
detail, and just like his energy and passion for the game. He absolutely lives and breathes football in the way that he wants to improve players and he wants to win so much. And I think it's a weird timing from the club, but at the same time, if
yeah,
you actually look at the league table and probably the last few performances, it's not been at the standard that
exactly,
I think we
exactly.
both agreed on that. I think with the players and the caliber of players that we've had over the last few years, I think
Mm,
we should have won a lot more trophies. And I was part of that playing group, and I'm disappointed that we weren't able to bring trophies back to Manchester. We were so close last year. And
mm,
look, I think this
fell
is
away.
about the bigger picture for Manchester City now. Obviously, we're in a great position this week. We've got a League Cup final on Saturday. We've got the Champions League against Chelsea, albeit all against Chelsea. But
Yeah,
look, I think if there's anybody that can, when you talk about a new manager bounce, I feel as though Nick can come in and bring the energy back to Manchester and can get the girls to be a little bit
yeah.
more free to go and play their football.
Well, he's got the kind of players that can do it there. Obviously, you need Hempo back because when you look at the way City have played, what I've seen this season, is like obviously being out of the top three, drawing against West Ham, yet to beat an Arsenal, Chelsea, or United in the league this season. So for the team that they've got, it's nowhere near good enough. And then you're looking at players. Lauren Hemp is a massive miss because
Yeah.
like you looked at her at the start of the season, and she's kind of carrying City on her own with what she was doing, especially the way she was feeding Bunny. With Bunny as well. If Bunny's missing, it seems to massively drop off. If Mary Fowler's not in and around, it seems to drop off. It seems to be, it's not a team effort. It's like the individuals that have been doing things that are getting you through games where it needs to obviously be the collective. And I think that if you look at it and what he's done up to this point with the team that he's got, what he's assembled, they should be doing a lot better. So I look at someone like Gareth Taylor and I think to myself, yeah, this is probably the right decision from City. Absolutely the right decision from City. Now, depends on who they can get because is he just coming in for just to steady the ship?
Yeah, till the end of the season, which obviously isn't ideal because you kind of want to be prepping for next season. But I think it's
Mm,
so important that the next manager that comes in is the right person, is that one that can hopefully take City to the next step. And for me, being a part of the club for that long, Ian, like it kills me that we've not won that many trophies. It really does,
yeah.
because I think the kind of most important thing at that club is that you see over the men's side, and maybe not this season, but in general, like everybody's been winning and everybody's been so used to winning because we believed in a program that worked and we brought the best players to the club. And like, I want the best players to stay because this club deserves it. And we have the right people in charge that are able to oversee this. And it might seem a bit rocky for the fans, but I think we've got to really trust in that this is a good thing for the future,
Mm,
that we kind of really establish what that next few years looks like. moving into a new training ground. So, but for me, I think this is about the girls being able to go and perform and being able to get confidence back and to play, get themselves back into what they can, the
Yeah.
potential that they do have, which we probably haven't seen over that last few weeks.
So with the game itself, what do you think with Chelsea? Because recently, you have to say they've not been as clinical as we've seen them. Do you think it's because they're coming to this stage of the season where they can just like turn their superpower on and they just kick in? Because whatever happens, you look at their team and what they're capable of bringing off the bench or what they're able to start with. You have to say that they're definitely favourites to win the game, but they've not been as clinical as they've been,
No, I
as we've
think,
seen that they can be.
yeah, they are favourites, aren't they? Which I
Yeah.
quite like that for City, being a little bit of an underdog, which you wouldn't think with the players that they have in the squad. But you're right in sense of Chelsea have got so many players that they can pick from, isn't it, really? I think
Mm.
Lauren James, especially over the last few games, has probably been their
Yep.
standout player. She's been the most creative and stuff. But I think, like, who do you even pick as the starting 11? That is like the scariest thing. You're probably thinking the likes of Lucy, Millie Bright, Erin's
Mm.
back now,
Yep.
which she's always a main starter for Chelsea. So it's who's going to fill in them places around her. But Chelsea are definitely favourites, and rightly so with the form that they've been on this season. But like you said, these last few games, I don't even think they've got themselves out of second gear, which is pretty scary if they fully kick in. But they can maybe wait a couple of weeks if they want to.
Yeah, but yeah, but what it is with Chelsea, again, you know what I mean? I go with what I say about Chelsea is that they are, for me, the standard bearer of like a club and the owners who are backing that team. You know, they've got a great manager, you know what I mean, who's in her first season, looks like she's definitely won the league. See how she goes with the Champions League and everything else. But I love the fact that Chelsea are just blasting forward and being
Yeah.
what, how can I say, the forebearers of when you put it in, when you invest, when you really are invested in your team. Yes, they will be at the top end of the league. They will be winning everything, and I think that Chelsea winning 6 on the spin. It's up to everybody else to start, emulating Chelsea, investing in Chelsea, trying to find those players, keep those experienced players, bring great players in. This is what everybody has to try and do.
Right. You know what I'm impressed with though is that they always have a plan. Like there's never a rush signing. There's never
Yeah,
a panic signing that's really well thought out. Like they're bringing players in, but then there's the phasing players out, and that is a strategic plan over a lot
yeah,
of years to continue to build success, regardless of the manager. Them players are going to be in because the club have planned really well and they've brought the squad together to compete at all
yeah.
on all fronts. Like
I
this
know,
is
yeah.
not just about WSL. This is about the Champions League. This is about
Mm.
League Cup. This is then players going on to international duty. And
Mm.
I think that's what's impressed me most about Chelsea is that we all think that, oh, yeah, they're just spending all the money. But this is probably decisions that have been made over a couple of years. They'll have
Yeah.
scouted Naomi
Mm.
Girma for a long time.
Mm.
Kira Walsh has been on the radar for a long time because the rumours have been out for a couple of years now.
Mm.
So
And they're
there's
able to go and get those. You know what I mean? Because we know
exactly.
that Naomi Gomez top player. We know Kira's a top player, but Chelsea can attract those players and get those players. That's
Like
the
their
main thing. I know
network's
we were in for
scary.
Kira. Yeah, we would have
Yeah,
taken both of those.
exactly. So I mean, like Kira really, if she moved to Barca, she'll be coming back to Manchester City, but she goes to Chelsea. Like that is just the way that it goes. But I think Chelsea, in terms of how they run their club, it is the kind of what you said before is like that standard bearer for the
Mm.
rest. And I think when clubs are going in for conversations about making new signs, you're like, well, look what Chelsea did. And without
Mm.
that, we can't push the overall quality of the league.
Nice. What do you think of the injuries at City, though, Steph? How do you think they're going to get on with those? Obviously, you need to get Alex Greenwood back. Obviously, Lauren Hemp. You know what I mean? It's been a tough
Yeah.
one for them without her, that's for sure, and without Alex Greenwood. And they lost Bunny Shaw at a certain stage of this season.
Yeah, it's you know what it is. I feel as though you can't really know what would have happened if they'd had all stayed fit, and we'll never know that. But that is part and parcel of the game, and that is why you build a squad to be able to cope with such big players missing. And I don't think you could ever really predicted that Hempo and Alex Greenwood, who are continually starting for Man City for whatever game that is, are
Mm.
gonna
And England.
Exactly. So for me, I think the quicker they get back, the better. But ultimately, you have players now, like you look at Mary Fowler, would she have been given that opportunity if Hempo hadn't been fit? And she's played really well. She's assisted over the last few games. And
Yeah.
but in all honesty, when you lose a Bunny Shaw, there's just no replacing her. There's no one like her in this league. Maybe Ramirez, but I think Bunny, in terms of everything that she does, in terms of even from the opponent's point of view, if you see Bunny Shaw on the team sheet, you're like mentally, you're already kind of like, what is going on? So this is the aim, though, right? It's like to be able to build a squad that if something like that happens, you have players that come in, and it's about keeping them players happy.
So, Steph, so we need to do a prediction for the final, Chelsea City. Obviously, I know where you're going to go, so I might as well go first.
Go on then.
I think Chelsea are going to beat them.
Oh,
I do think. I just feel that when you look at City and the fact that it does feel very much like they're driven by individuality, and I think that can be stopped. I'm sure that Sonia Pastor will see that and make sure that they've got like things in place for Mary Fowler, things in place for Bunny Shaw, which is going to be tough in itself. But she's coming up against Millie, and she's coming up against Lucy. So experience she's coming up against still causing problems. I just feel that Chelsea just be more organised team-wise to beat them, and they'll just have a bit too much for them.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. I've got to have my City hat on though, and I hope it's just a 1-0 City win.
Yes.
Which would be absolutely amazing, being the underdogs in this final especially. But look, it's a cup final, so I've got to have faith in the girls. I think if our players and our best players turn up, and Nick can do a little bit of magic over the next 2 days and get them organised, more organised than they normally are, I think hopefully we can see it. But I understand your point of view, because Chelsea are a very, very good team.
They're a very good team. We can't accept. But what I saw from Brighton and the way they stifled them and really really stretched them to obviously Lauren James saved them in the end and nearly, could have scored the winner. It was a great save from the goalkeeper. But if they can make it that kind of scrappy game and really defend well, and then you get the individuality of someone like Mary Fowler, of Bunny Shaw. If Bunny Shaw's in, real like half chance taking mood, you know what I mean? I think that even watching that Chelsea game with the Brighton and the chances that were missed or not taken, if that Chelsea turns up, then I can see something from City, because especially the way City beat us, the way they kind of like took a lot of the pressure and then bam, they just attacked us with Mary Fowler. It was brilliant.
I think if we can be defensively solid and Yui can have a bit more of a bigger impact on the game in comparison to the away game at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
Who I think Chelsea did a great job on and stopped City's rhythm and stopped City's flow. So I think if them big players can have a bit of an influence, it's going to be an absolutely amazing game, and I can't wait to watch.
Right, so that's that. So I'm going to go Chelsea 2-1.
I'll go City 1-0.
That'd be good. Hopefully it's a good game, even if it's 1-0.
Come on.
Right. So should we do the other predictions?
Yes, come on.
Should we do the scores at the moment? Have you seen them? Should I tell people, or do you want to tell them? Because
no, you go. I want to hear you say.
Okay then. So at the moment, the scores in the predictions are Ian 36 points.
Woo!
Steph 50 points.
No, say it with more energy. Come on.
Okay. And Steph 50 points.
Yes. That's you doubted Villa. You doubted the City Villa side.
I did. And that's the thing. You know your stuff.
I want to know if we got a correct score.
I don't know. We need to find out from Alex.
Yeah, we'll find out from Alex.
So let's do this week's now. So we got predictions for this week. Obviously, we got Everton against Arsenal, Liverpool against United. On Sunday, we got Palace against Villa and Tottenham against Brighton. I think they're quite tight games.
Yeah, they are.
I think this is tight. I think I'm gonna have to go deep and try and go into the annals of my knowledge to see if I can find a way to stop being shit at predictions. What do you think,
I think you've
Everton?
just got to go with you think too
No,
much about it. That's the problem.
I don't know if I'm going too deep. I'm going too deep.
Yeah. I'm
Like,
gonna go
what with Everton,
Everton,
Arsenal?
Arsenal. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, you're not feeling that one?
I don't know. Not the way we're playing at the moment. Um,
No.
I might go for a draw.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Kelly
what
Gargo,
score?
man. I don't know, but like I fear Kelly Gargo. So I'm gonna go 1-1.
Okay, interesting.
Only because I think that Everton at home, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna see if I can get to go to that game. But like I just think Everton at home, with the way we're playing at the moment, if I'm Everton, like I would really have a go at Arsenal at the moment. I
Yeah.
really would. And I don't mean it disrespectfully to our team. We have to find it in ourselves to get together and start to put some performances together, some passes, sloppy play. We've got to cut that out. So I'm gonna go 1-1 on that one. What do you think? Liverpool, Man United?
I'm gonna go. It's a
I
hard
go
one,
first
that
this
one,
time.
innit?
Let me go
then.
first so as you can think about it.
Go
I'm
on
gonna go
then.
Man United. I'm gonna go Man United 3-1.
Oh, interesting.
I've given
Man
them 3
United,
goals
Man
there.
United won 3-1 at the weekend, didn't they? So they're flying. I don't feel as though we've spoken enough about Man United in a positive way, if I'm being honest, this pod. But I think they're quietly going along the business. They're another
Maybe that's what
semi-final.
they want as well, Steph. They're just
Yeah.
quietly getting it done, aren't they? Without
Mhm.
being unbelievable in respect. Oh, great play, this and that. But they're getting it done. That's what you need to do,
Yeah.
especially what do you think?
I'm gonna go 2-0 Man United.
Mm.
Man United are good at keeping clean sheets.
We didn't mention Taylor Hinds.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of us having to bring up these sorts of subjects. It's not okay. Basically, Taylor Hinds reported misogyny from the fans at Arsenal on Sunday, which obviously there's no place for it in women's football. We've obviously heard the incident with Bunny Shaw previously.
I don't know what is going on.
And I think let's just let the girls go and play football. Support one team, whatever that might be. There's going to be kind of people that are not going to want you to be successful, which is absolutely fine. But I think there's just such a line that people keep crossing, and it's doing our head in.
You know something? We do need to make sure that you can stamp it out, because I think that what's happened is just creeping in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need it's not needed. It's not needed in the men's game. No. It's just creeping in. So I would still implore the girls, make sure that you let people know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then the authorities and the powers that be make sure that we find these people and make them know that they're going to be punished to the letter of the law in respect to doing it, because it won't be accepted. And you just hope that and you know what must be tough? It must be tough for the girls, because obviously the way that the game's progressing and the way it's going, with the fans coming in, social media, everything was going on. I just think that the guys obviously are so much more used to getting this kind of attention. Whereas for the girls, it must be really tough for them all of a sudden. They're just playing, they're playing on these, little stadiums, but you're getting that kind of real negative shit, for want of a better word, just because. And people just need to, we don't want it in the game. Please give the girls a chance to just play their game. It's hard enough for the women to play the game, having to deal with all that as well.
Like, I get that, say, if it's an Arsenal fan or a Man City fan, you're against your opposition team, you're going to give them you're going to heckle them a little bit. Like, that's just
nothing wrong with that.
Football. But I think just that people just keep on just crossing the line, and it's just, there's no place for it in men's or women's football. And I feel as though a lot of the conversation is about what people have done from the outside rather than the actual football and the quality of it. So obviously we hope that Taylor's okay, and she did everything right. And I like the fact that the likes of Katie McCabe has come out and obviously backed her up for her own club and stuff. So that is...
You know what I would say with that? You know what I'd say with that, Steph? What people don't understand is the allyship. So someone like Katie McCabe coming out and backing her, that is something that Taylor will really appreciate, because one thing, when you get this kind of attention, you feel very lonely, especially when you're not hearing anything from anyone else. It feels like you're just there saying, oh, I'm a victim. No, You need allyship because that's what gives it traction.
Yeah.
That's what gives it traction. It's like,
and also if it's a player from the team that you've just played and it's their fans, then that's even more powerful.
Yeah,
So I think that's
exactly.
why I was a bit like, okay, yeah, that's fair. And I think we all know Katie McCabe on the pitch, but obviously she's a human and she's one of the girls as well. So yeah, hopefully it gets sorted anyway.
I'm sure it will. And plus, we'll always call it out, Steph.
Yeah, we will.
But let's not end on such a 2
more games, Ian.
Yes, such a solemn note.
Come on.
What was the other games?
Palace v Villa relegation battle here.
Right.
This could be a 6-pointer.
I like the look of that game, Palace. But I think I'm going to go with Villa. I think Villa are going to beat them. Yeah.
What is with you and Villa these last few days?
I just think that Villa, this is the kind of game that Villa should be winning. You know, especially coming up against a Palace side that are not, they feel like they've lost the confidence. They're trying, but they're still kind of, they're getting beaten. They can't get a break. And I think that Villa will recognize it and just, you know what I mean, maybe up the ante.
So what's the score going to be?
Let me see. I'm going to go with Villa 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
I'm going to go a bit controversial. Well, I don't think it's controversial.
I love the way you say controversial. What are you going to go?
I'm going to go 1-1.
You fancy Palace to be able to hold them out like that?
I mean, Villa haven't really lit up this season, have they? That's what I'm saying. Palace at home. I'm trying to build up the game, right?
Yeah, but I know you are. And the thing is that I can see that in Palace at home. But the problem that you have when you're a Villa going to Palace and you watch Palace's game, how they lose games, as much as they've got a lot of endeavour and they try, and I do like Blanchard, she's a very good player. I think she's got swallowed up with the amount of pressure that she's under to be their creative player.
Yeah.
But I think that they do give as much as they can. Obviously, they got rid of their manager the other day, so there's a little bit of a transitional thing going on there at the moment. And I just feel that they just don't have enough quality to maybe see off a team like Villa if Villa can up the ante a bit. Like, say, up the ante is my words at the moment, my sentence in a minute.
Right,
if they could do that, I'm not sure they can see them off. I don't think so. And this is why I'll probably go with Villa to nick it. And then if Villa get a couple, I think Villa are the kind of team that they'll never get a couple more because they'll see it as a game to try and go for it.
I mean, Villa should because of the quality that they have.
Yeah.
But I'm just I've not been convinced by Villa. I really haven't. And I think if Palace go 1-0 up, I don't know what Villa you'll see. Do you see a Villa team that's going to be together and kind of come back and use the quality players? I don't know. Let's just see, but I'm going to say 1-1.
You're going to say what? I'm going to say 3-1.
You said 3-1, yeah.
No, 3-0. I said 3-0.
Oh, 3-0. Okay,
yeah.
sound.
I'm going to go 3-0. I'm going to give Rachel Daly a couple coming from midfield.
Okay, perfect.
So, Tottenham Hotspur, Brighton.
Brighton for me. I think Brighton have been really good this season. I think they've got too much in attack. I don't know. I've been just really impressed. I think their pressing's been really good. They're aggressive. They have a quality on the ball. You can see that he's building a team for the next couple of seasons, similar to the men's team. And I'm going to go Brighton 2-1.
I'll probably go. So I would have went with Brighton as well. I was watching. When did I see Tottenham? I haven't seen Tottenham recently. Like maybe last couple of games. I haven't seen too much of them, but like what I saw of them in the games that I was watching, Beth England. You know what I mean? If I'm Tottenham, I'm trying. I would make sure that Beth England's not doing too much work and get the ball in the box to Beth. I think if they can do that,
she's been prolific this season.
She has been really good. I don't know. Do you think England's too much of a shout? Do you think she can get a shout? You can see Nikita went like when she's gone to Brighton now. She's found her form. Do you think someone like Beth England as a backup, or is it too much for her now?
I think it'll be hard if I'm being honest. I think if she wasn't in the last squad with the form that you've been in, it's going to be hard to get in there. And Nikita came on and she did do really well. And you've got Beaver Jones. That's probably the backup. She should be getting more chances as well, if that makes sense. So
you're not wrong. Steph.
I don't think Tottenham defensively are great. I think they
No.
concede a lot of goals, but they obviously have a Beth England that can score them a goal.
Yeah, but they'd have to
Hence
score
the
so
2-1.
many. Can
Yeah.
they? I think it probably with Brighton. Yeah, I'm gonna give them one more go. I'm gonna go 3-1 Brighton. And
Okay.
I'm gonna give Tottenham a goal because I do fancy Beth to maybe nick a goal. But like, if I say 3-1, then we're gonna be on the same score. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
No, well, I
go.
said 2-1, so you're all right. You can have 3-1.
I'll have 3-1.
Okay.
I'll have 3-1 to
Yeah.
Brighton.
Perfect.
And see
Good
if
luck.
see that. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But everything else, what you got for the rest of the week? Anything good?
Final on Saturday.
Of course.
Yeah. So how about you?
I'm gonna probably just hang around. I think I've got. I might, like I said, I want to go to a game maybe on Friday. I'm gonna see if I can get to the Arsenal Everton game. I've got to see if I can move something.
Yeah.
I want to watch. Yeah, I want to see more live, so you can really see what's going on. So I might do that. Then weekend, I've got a game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Premier League. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah,
Nice.
I'm looking forward to the Chelsea City final. See how it goes.
Yeah.
And then we'll reconvene next week, huh?
Yes, we will. I will see you next week.
Make sure you say hi to everyone for me.
I will do, and you.
Yeah, and we'll go again.
Thank
Good luck.
you, everybody.
Have a great day.
Good luck. Bye.
Bye.